today.
Witnessing what you're witnessing, a historic day here for the city of Richmond. Of course, we knew, Nick, that there was a discussion that July 1st, that the cities were going to begin discussions about moving along the process of removing Confederate statues like the Stonewall Jackson statue. But as we just heard from Councilmember Mike Jones, we thought there might be a longer process to all this. But we've just now heard, obviously, from the mayor that in the effort of public safety, the director of emergency management, the mayor says that he must move to protect the public and the residents nearby. So that is why he decided today was the time, pushing forward with a resolution to move forward with removing this first statue, the Stonewall Jackson statue. Obviously, a few city council members upset. They said that they wanted to have a vote in the process. But again, it did appear just 3 weeks ago that everyone seemed to be in favor of removing these statues that are along Monument Avenue. We know that the meeting, the virtual meeting that was held via Zoom earlier this afternoon at 1 p.m., that's where this decision was announced, and roughly 30 minutes later, crews were there on the scene. Our Nick Conigliaro joining us there just an hour after that. Obviously, crews wasting no time to get the process started. We do know the Stonewall Jackson statue is being removed at this time. We do not know what's going to happen to the other city-owned statues, but we presume that we can see the entire process happening piece by piece. Obviously, a very historic day. We were expecting this to happen, but not to happen necessarily today. So as soon as word came out after that 1 o'clock meeting, people started to join together on Monument Avenue to witness history in the making, as you see right there. Nick Conigliaro tells us crews have been there since about 1:30 this afternoon. That makes about an hour and a half that they have been working on the statue. And from the pictures that we see, it appears that crews were actually cutting away at the base of the statue, the feet of the horse there, the hoofs there, to cut it away. And we're assuming what they're going to do is actually lift the statue right up from that monument there and remove it. Now, we are told that the statues will be placed into storage until city leaders can decide where they will go next, but we are told that they are going to begin the process with all the city-owned monuments in the city of Richmond, that they will be taken down one by one. Again, all of us not expecting it to happen so quickly, roughly 30 minutes after that meeting today. And if you are just joining us right now, we know there are hundreds of people gathered right at Monument Avenue and North Arthur Ashe Boulevard. That is where Nick Conigliaro is standing by right now, witnessing, as we say, history here in the city of Richmond, to see these monuments come down after they have stood for such a long time within our city. Hundreds of people have gathered at the intersection to watch the process, and we've heard that people have been allowed to leave work early so that they can witness what is happening right now on Monument Avenue. Just from the pictures we saw from Nick Conigliaro, we saw at least 200 to 300 people. Nick, can you hear us right now? Maybe not.
Yeah, I hear you, Constance.
Yeah, so I know that you arrived on the scene roughly an hour or so ago. How many people would you say is now gathered at Monument?
Oh man, there are a historical moment.
And obviously there was some concerns with the city council not being able to vote on the referendum, but one of the bigger issues is the cost to move this along. We're hearing that Mayor Stoney says that the Department of Public Works, the budget for this, they're estimating at roughly $1.8 million. But Stoney telling the city that it would be reimbursed because of a private philanthropic effort that's going on outside of the city to remove this. So clearly taking this as a top priority to move this as quickly as possible. And Nick, and you've seen yourself, you've reported in the field the last 3 to 4 weeks, there have been constant protests surrounding these monuments.
Yeah, so people are just getting more excited, just anticipating this moment right now. And I mean, I don't know if you can hear it, but the saw is going as we speak. People just, I'm telling you, smiles all around right now.
Yeah, Mayor Stoney saying today it's just time to get rid of racist symbols, and frankly, he says it's time for the city of Richmond to heal. That's what he said to the city council about an hour and a half ago. I'm wondering, Nick, from where you're standing at, I'm assuming what they're going to do is lift the statue up and then I assume move it to a container that may be nearby. I'm just assuming from this picture here. What does the process look like?
So basically what I'm gathering
All right, thanks, Nick. And also, we saw a few of your images. It looks like there are couples there, families there, people from the neighborhood. One thing that Councilmember Mike Jones mentioned, that it's a diverse crowd. That's something that we have seen here in the city of Richmond, that our protests here have really reflected what our city is, a patchwork of different cultures and ideas coming together for this. Can you describe what you're seeing in the crowd out there?
Yeah, it's just like you mentioned, just like Councilman Jones mentioned, there's people of different races, different cultures out here, just everybody kind of gathering together and putting that message that Councilman Jones said of Virginia is for lovers. Everyone just out here excited to see what's happening. And you mentioned it, there are families out here, there's people out here just really taking in this history. And I've been told people coming from work just in Short Pump came out here because they saw it on either Facebook or Twitter or some social media outlet. They were coming out here because they did not want to miss this. People are walking blocks in order to see this moment in history. And it really is just kind of, I don't want to use the word party, but it's just a gathering of people here, just so many different people all coming together, just watching this historic moment.
All right, Nick, thanks so much. Mike Jones saying that the story today really isn't about the monument, but about the people. Nick estimating close to 5,000 people now gathered around this monument to witness this. It all unfolding rather quickly. There was a 1 p.m. Virtual meeting with the mayor, and then by 2 o'clock, the mayor announcing on Twitter that this monument will be removed. And within moments, we saw crews on the scene there and people beginning to gather so that they can witness this for themselves, the Stonewall Jackson statue being removed. We knew that there was going to be discussion on this, but we didn't think it was going to happen today on July 1st, effective immediately. But the mayor saying, in the interest of protecting property and the well-being of the citizens here in the city of Richmond, he thought that it was most
will be empty in a few hours here, or in a short time. We'll have that for you on 8 News.
That's right. So obviously it looks like the workers are making their way down. It's again, we don't know if the rain is slowing them down or if we're just moments away from the statue being lifted up from the pedestal. We are there watching it as Nick Canigliaro along with other crews are there on the scene. The rain is coming down, but John mentioned in roughly 20 minutes or so it should be out of our area, so we are patiently standing by. Lightning could be the only thing that slows down, stops the process at least for now, but it still looks like they were working with everything that's going on out there. You know, a big day, a historical day. We spoke with Councilmember Mike Jones or Nick Canigliaro did, and he mentioned that really the day is not about the statue. The day is all about the people, the hundreds who've gathered around the statue and have been very vocal in their positioning on what they want to see for the city of Richmond, and really fighting for what they believe is the best future for the city of Richmond, and that these monuments do not represent what the future of the city should be. So it's a very diverse group. You've got young and old, you've got family members, you've got different nationalities that are all represented, quite a diverse patchwork of what Richmond is, and really a beautiful scene, I would say, when you see the crowds of people who are gathered there, arm in arm, witnessing this.
All peaceful so far there. The crowd is a little bit louder. We'll see if we can spot some tension there on the rigging, and it appears the statue's being lifted away from the pedestal. Let's listen in.